Hello, hello. Hey, everybody, this is Dion. I'm Dion. This is D. Maria Reacts. So, I wanted to check on some things that I have been noticing through the week. I haven't had a chance to come in and film anything. Y'all, truthfully, fatigue has been kicking my butt. And so that's what makes it hard for me a lot of times to come in. But there's some things I wanted to review that I had noticed this past week. So let's get right into it. Let's see. Check out this video here. I'm going to share. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. This here was something. Watch this. This is from the channel, a gentleman called Dating Right, but right is spelled W-R-I-G-H-T, and it's all one word. This was hilarious. Watch this.
That's Donald Trump, man. He ain't right, man. He cut the food stamps off. That was wrong, man. When he cut them food stamps off, I didn't see nobody posting no plates that week. Motherfuckers used to be on there. I got the mashed potato with the rice, with the gravy. They was posting God quotes all that week. This too shall pass.
Pauline, how many children do you have?
3.
You're expecting another one?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
You have enough children, Pauline.
Yes.
Did anybody ever
That's
tell you
Judge
that?
Judy's voice.
Yes.
Who else told you that?
That is Judge Judy's voice. Watch, I'm going to go back. Okay.
This too shall pass.
Pauline, how many children do you have?
3.
You're expecting another one?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
You have enough children, Pauline.
Yes.
Did anybody ever tell you that?
Yes.
Who else told you that?
Everybody.
So add my voice to the rest of the pack. You have enough children, there are other things to do in your spare time.
Stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Get your big nasty ass up, go get in the tub. Get in the tub now, right now.
Guys, it looks like the Trump administration has allegedly put a pause on a lot of the EBT SNAP programs, and some states are even changing their policies and recommendations when it comes to who can continue to get these stamps. And we see a whole lot of women who have been taking advantage of this system now for decades, and they are having complete meltdowns about it. Let's get right into it.
Complete meltdown. So he's got a series of clips of ladies who are having complete meltdowns, and y'all, it's go time. It's time to get up and make some things happen, point blank, or else you're gonna be in some big trouble.
Thousands of Metro Atlantans are finding out they are no longer eligible for food stamps. The change affects Cobb, Gwinnett, and Hall counties. Channel 2 Sophia Choi is live in Cobb County. And Sophia, this involves able-bodied adults who are now required to go to work.
Got him. Got him.
So Trump ain't playing, y'all. This was effective almost immediately. I got this in the mail. If you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, you need to be working because you will not be receiving food stamps anymore.
Ooh.
Okay? Yeah. And when you are eligible to receive these food stamps, it would only be every 3 months out of every 3 years. So within a 3-year period, 36 months, it would only be 9 out of those 36 months.
Wow.
Yeah. Get a job.
So I got a letter from the
Point
food
blank.
stamp office, defects, saying they would cut me off if I don't volunteer for 20 hours a week or $292 a month. That breaks down to like $3 an hour. That is insane. Job hunting is a full-time.
I get food stamps. I get WIC. I get state medical insurance. My kids get free lunch. This thing that's happening, is it true? Like, am I going to have food stamps next month? Are my kids going to be able to eat lunch after Monday? Am I going to get WIC next month?
It's getting real out here. You know, a lot of people have gotten real comfortable under the Biden administration. But like one lady said, and I don't know if she's going to be in this ring of clips, but there was a lady that said something like, the day you, oh man, I'm going to mess it up. The day you, the day you gave the government the right to feed you, you gave the government the right to starve you. So in other words, when you allow yourself to become dependent on the government for your survival, then you're in big trouble. And it's almost like it would be like having the floor ripped out from under you. And people are going to be scrambling, and they're not going to know how to. You're going to have to learn your way back. Learn your way back to depending on yourself and not on the government. Let's keep going.
Can I fill my prescriptions next week? Does anyone know what's really going on and like how it's working? Because I know it's supposed to go into effect at like 5 o'clock tonight, but then a judge put the school lunch part off until Monday. But how am I supposed to buy food next month? How am I supposed to buy milk next month? What are my kids gonna eat at school and at home? And how am I supposed to pay for my medication? Any answers would be appreciated.
How many days has it been? 8 days. 8 fucking days, y'all. And I'm tired, honey. I'm tired. I was gonna get on here and just go on a rant, but I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. Now they attacking the food stamps, the government assistance, and all that good stuff. We on day 8, y'all. We on day 8. What's next? It seems like every time I literally roll over, I don't even get the crust out of my eyes yet. I barely be awake, honey. And I literally tap the first app. The first app. It might be IG, it might be over here. And the first thing I see is something else about what Trump is fucking up. Something else he changing. Something else he pausing. Something else he doing away with. And you know what I don't see? What I barely see these days? His supporters rallying and windmilling in the comments. Where y'all at? I ain't heard a peep from you motherfuckers. Hello?
Because we ain't got no problem with what he's doing. That's why you don't hear a peep. We know we got to get down to business. Hey, so if you are there, you feel free to chat with me down in the comment section. And right now I'm seeing no posts, no comments, and that's fine. But I'm going to stay watchful just in case someone wants to chat it up in the comment section. Anyway, let's let her finish.
So now y'all see it's affecting y'all. Y'all on mute. It's Cricket. It's Nathan. And I find it mighty fucking funny.
I don't know if y'all heard or not, but Trump is getting rid of their Section 8 and EBT for these people that don't want to get out here and go to work. Your time is up, baby.
But mind you, this is TikTok. I don't know how much of this is true, because sometimes, fear and panic are what's critical over there in TikTok land. It's just fear and panic and fear mongering and all of that. So take it with a grain of salt.
Y'all, I know most people like us really not feeling Trump, but I'm kind of feeling him on what he's saying about this. Now, how many of y'all have family members, friends, people you know that's been living off Section 8 for 20 years? They rent $3. They don't go to work. Not that they can't go to work, they don't want to go to work. Now, let me say this on the sidebar. They do have some people that need Section 8. Some people that, medically, they can't go to work. Or, they just can't physically. I get it. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to these ones that your mama been on Section 8 all her life, and she ripping and running and doing this and doing that, and then you seen she was on Section 8, paid $3 rent. So now you, as a young girl, because you done got pregnant and you got a baby, you go run
passing that welfare down like it's a doggone legacy. Sad.
out there and get on Section 8 and you ain't working and you having child after child after child and y'all all on Section 8 getting food stamps $1,000 a month. And no, that's all about to stop. That's who I'm talking to. Okay? Trump said that's enough. So for us people that goes to work, that's working, he said you got to have at least 30 hours. Okay? 30 hours a week to qualify for the program. All right? So most of us that work on a regular basis, 30 hours ain't nothing to us. This is what we do. So guess what? We gonna be the ones walking around in the grocery store with the big baskets, because we deserve it. All these years, they've been letting people with no job. They walking around with 2-3 baskets full of groceries, and us hard-working people, we got a little handheld basket with 2-3 items in there, because that's all we have left out of our check. And they sitting around getting fat food, eating lobsters and shrimp and crabs and all this other good food, and we can't even eat that. And we the ones going to work. So I'm glad Trump didn't flip the switch, baby. So all y'all that's living it up right now, that's able-bodied to go to work, and you're choosing not to go to work, you better get ready. Because, baby, y'all finna get them notices. And them notices gonna come soon. And like he said, real quick.
That's right.
Yep, so a lot of people are gonna be shocked. Like for instance, all the government jobs that are being slashed, those jobs were put in place by the Biden-Harris administration to make it seem like, hey, look y'all, we've created so and so more jobs. Look how well we're doing for the economy. But really what they were doing is just zapping out of the taxpayer till for all these bloated do nothing for real positions, and there weren't any jobs being created in the private sector. See, I've worked in the private sector, so while other folks were living it up with their government jobs, I was going through it because of a white-collar recession. I work in research, and I lost my job like a couple of times over the years, within the last 4 years. And my last position was ended because the company that I worked for got bought out by a bigger company. So, yeah, I should be saying that here. So the company that I worked for got bought out by a bigger company, and that's what you call merger attrition. So when you work private sector, I didn't hear all this up in arms. It didn't go national about people like me who worked the private sector losing our jobs. You didn't hear a peep, and we just had to, keep on going, get out there on that job market and keep looking. It took me I was out of work for 4 months because the economy was bad. Nobody knew yet what was going to go down with the economy, because, we hadn't had the elections yet. But then finally, I got contacted, actually. Somebody reached out to me who they weren't even on my radar. And they reached out to me, and that's how I got back to work. Thank the Lord. But it was rough out here. And now, the people who work these government jobs, That's a whole big thing. Oh, it's horrible what Trump is doing. He's slashing jobs. But that white collar recession was sucking out jobs from us people who work private sector. hmm So, anywho, let's see what else we got going on. So, it was has it been a week now that President Trump had his address to the joint Congress session? Let's see. Trump, let's say joint. I really want to get to a certain part. So I'm going to see if I can narrow it down. Okay. So this was part of the State of the Union that I found to be really aggravating. There were several things that went on that were very aggravating to see. But here's one of them. So let's see. What is happening? Okay, wait. Hold on, y'all. I'm flipping out. I want to go here.
We won the popular vote.
Okay. Okay.
Vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
My dumb trouble. Wait, let me stop for a second because you know what? It was years ago. It's been years that I was channel surfing one time. You know, back in the days where people had cable, because I haven't had cable in eons. But surfing those channels, and you would come across the filming of the British Parliament, and them jokers would be wilding. They'd be swinging on each other, screaming and yelling. And I was like, oh my goodness, they over there clowning. And, you know, we always had more class than that when you would see Congress or the Senate on television. So now we have become like them pretty much, because the only thing we haven't started doing is people swinging on each other. But I guess that's what's coming next. So anyway, here we go. Take it away, Al Green. And that's the Republicans shouting him down. But he's not going to stop. Watch this.
And won counties in our country, 2,700 to 525, on a map that reads almost...
Wait a minute. So when I first saw this and I saw Trump go, I was cracking up. He was like, baby, J.D. Vance back there, he looks like he is completely aggravated. And Mike Johnson, definitely. They're like, oh, Lord, here they go clowning.
Almost completely red for Republican. Now, for the first time in modern history, more Americans believe that our country is headed in the right direction than the wrong direction. In fact, it's an astonishing record, 27-point swing, the most ever.
Look at
Likewise,
head, son of a gun.
small business optimism saw its single largest one-month gain ever recorded. A 41
Oreo!
jump.
Lay down! I'm gonna throw something at you. Stop!
Members are directed
Oreo!
to uphold and maintain decorum in the House and to cease any further
Lay down.
disruptions. That's your warning.
I said lay down. Lay down. Stop. She gotta get the last word. She always gotta get the last word. That's my Yorkie poo. Oriana, stop. Lay down. Okay.
Any further disruptions. That's your warning. Members are engaging in willful and continuing breach of decorum, and the chair is prepared to direct the Sergeant at Arms to restore order to the joint session.
Get him out of there. And then he's always waving that stick, and that's why I'll be cracking up when, what's his name? Another YouTuber that I follow. What is his? I'm drawing a blank. Benny. I forget. Oh my gosh, what's his last name? I forget. But anyway, he calls him the what does he call him? A Batman villain. He's holding that stick up. Reminds you of like the Penguin. Remember the Penguin on Batman? And he's always, I'm like, put that stick down before you put your eye out or somebody else's. Always got that stick flying up in the air. Put that thing on the ground before you fall down on the ground. Because that's what it is, his walking cane. Crazy head sucker. Get out. Baby, they're mad at him. Look at them. Oh, get your rude self out of here.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat.
Ain't nobody cutting Medicaid. Sit your ugly self.
Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant at Arms to restore order.
Get him out.
Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Get your walking cane. Out. 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 Still yelling. Still yelling. Just such an idiot. Who's that?
Members are directed to uphold and maintain decorum in the House. Mr. President, you continue.
Thank you. Over the past 6 weeks, I have signed nearly 100 executive orders and taken more than 400 executive actions, a record to restore common sense, safety, optimism, and wealth all across our wonderful land. The people elected me to do the job, and I'm doing it.
Indeed. And we are happy. Uh-oh. Hit the wrong button. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Look at this. So, so in general, the Democrats acted a plumb fool during the president's speech. They could not control themselves. They want to double, triple, quadruple down on the foolishness. They have no leader. They have no plan, no message. They are still stuck on stupid, still doing the dumb stuff of whatever Trump does, we're going to do the exact opposite. Whatever he does, we're just going to shout it down and just cut it. But they have nothing to offer at all. Nothing to offer to compete with what the president is saying, as usual. So that's why, they're not relatable. The American people, that's why turn thumbs down on you. Y'all ain't got nothing. And while they criticize the heck out of him, he's been in office all of a month and a half, I think, at this point. And they want to come with accusations. He's not doing anything to bring down the price of eggs or rent or blah, blah, blah. Why is the price of eggs so high? Why is the price of rent so high? And why are we having all these economic problems? Because that's the way y'all left it. You all left it that way. And now because he doesn't wave a magic wand and fix it in a month and a half, you have the gall to critique? You make yourself look like idiots. And I'm talking about Democratic politicians, okay? Y'all are making yourself look like idiots. The American people see you plainly for what you are. See, they have completely taken their masks off. They've been masked up for the longest. Not really, but, kind of, sort of. Masked up, hiding, And then you get to a point, you're screaming and yelling, acting a fool so much, you done forgot to keep your face hidden. My mom called it, you throwing rocks, and then you hide your hand. They do dirt and make it, and then turn around and act like, I didn't do that. So while you're criticizing the president for not having resolved, it took y'all 4 years to file it up. So he's supposed to fix it in a month and a half? He did that with the border. But other things, the economy does not work like that. Okay? Use your brain. Use your brain. No, don't use your brain. Keep staying stuck on stupid, because you'll never get a presidential candidate back in office again at the rate y'all are going. Anyway, let's see what else we got. I want to look at some of the comments that Democrats have, some of the comments that they have given for why they could not show any amount of support. See, this is what happened. So, at the joint session of Congress, President Trump, within his speech, he honored a few different Americans. He honored the mothers of 2 young women who were killed by illegal aliens. He honored a young lady who was an athlete and was playing a sport with a man who was claiming to be a woman, who hit her in the head. She suffered an injury because of this trans woman, and she ended up having a traumatic brain injury behind it. He also chose to honor a young kid. He's 13. His name is DJ Daniels or something like that, who has battled with a brain tumor. So he honored these different people, and as he did so, because their hatred for President Trump is so intense, the Democratic side, they all sat on their hands. They were sitting there playing with their phones. They were yawning and rolling their eyes and all of that foolishness. And they could not take the time to stand up and show some support, give some applause to people who had endured some extremely difficult things. And because of that, they looked inhumane. Okay? Get out of here! Get out! Get, Oriana. Anyway. Okay, going to the next thing. So yeah, let's listen to some of the excuses that they had. Hey, some of the excuses that the Democrats gave as to why they couldn't show any support for these people.
After President Trump's address to Congress, I decided, let's just keep Johnny here. So I sent him to the Capitol, peacefully and patriotically, of course, and made him talk to Democrats.
Senator, how's it going? Johnny from Fox. What could Donald Trump do that'll make you clap?
Thank you very much.
What could Donald Trump do that'll make you clap?
I did clap when he said that the United States had supported Ukraine and given them lots of
Well, why not for Laken Riley's mom?
So that's Pocahontas. She's an idiot. And yeah, the vast majority of them, they clapped for Ukraine, which is wild. They can't do anything to support American citizens or America, but when some foreign nation is mentioned, then they get up and applause. Inhumane.
How was that speech last night? Did you love it?
Well, I watched it. I don't think that was the best look for our party last night.
Very disappointing.
So you didn't stand up for anything?
The president got before the American people, didn't talk about how he could drive down grocery prices.
Senator, why weren't you standing yesterday for anything?
Very important hearing right now on anti-Semitism.
But you didn't stand for anything at the speech last
I don't know
night.
what you're talking about, where you got that information.
Well, there was nothing
Girl, you're on
the president had to say.
Laken
that
Riley's
was
mom.
Either
You didn't stand for her.
factual or truthful or anything like that.
We applauded.
You don't think it's worthy to stand up for her like everyone else?
We should applaud.
I need you to move.
Congressman, why didn't you stand for the speech?
Have a good day. I need to go to a meeting.
80% of the American people, according to CBS, loved the speech.
Again, I don't think with the United States.
Are the Democrats out of
The United
touch?
States of America. Forgive me for voting here. Forgive me for being out of breath.
I don't know what speech they were watching.
They were watching the president's speech, Senator.
Really? Wasn't worth watching.
Why was Al Green so disrespectful?
You got to ask Al Green.
So I just pulled up to Congressman Al Green's office, went inside, see if he wanted to talk, because he did a lot of talking at the joint address, but they shooed me away. They said, we're not talking to Johnny. What was wrong with those Democrats? They couldn't stand last night?
Well, you know, I think people got to see the difference between conservative Republicans and liberal Democrats. Liberal Democrats are miserable people.
I bet their butts were sore sitting that long.
Why do you want men and women's sports?
Whose office was that that's covered in Post-it notes? Wait a minute.
And liberal Democrats. Liberal Democrats are miserable people.
I bet their butts were sore sitting that long.
Look at this. AOC. Why is she allowing all this Post-it notes?
Why do you want men and women's sports?
Therefore, I
Senator,
need to go. Aloha.
Why do you want men and women's sports, Senator?
Aloha.
Thank you.
Congressman, how are you?
Okay, thank you.
Congressman, why should men be in women's sports?
Shorts?
Sports. Why do you think
They should not be in shorts.
Senator, why are we paying for Sesame Street in Iraq?
I do not know that is true, so I'm not going to say yes or no.
You don't trust the Doge findings?
I don't really have an opinion on that. And I work in a business. I think it requires, we don't have to have an opinion on everything.
Do you have an opinion on Jesse Waters?
Oh yeah, I wish I had his hair. You know, yeah. And my dad's a big fan.
You need to get away from me.
Congresswoman, did you like the speech last night?
More prime time straight ahead.
Miserable. Yeah, so I don't see how people can allow themselves to be associated with those nuts. But anyway, to each his own. What is this? Oh boy, let's check this one out.
Trump is doing on student loans is literally going to.
Okay, so this is Anton Daniels' page, and he's, I guess, doing some clips of people regarding student loans. I haven't seen this yet, but let's check this out together.
Trump is doing on student loans is literally going to crash the economy. And I'll use my personal situation to show you how. And if you're one of these people at this point who is rooting for the downfall of people who have student loan debt, you're going to find out real quick that when we go down, you're going to go down too, because that's how the economy works when no one can afford to buy and sell things to each other. Because this is the impact just on me of what he has done. My payment is going to more than quadruple. I went to school for public health. Never in a million years would I have gone to school for public health and taken out the amount of money that I had to take out to get here if income-driven repayment plans were not an option. And he just closed the application to all of those plans. So my payment will be going from a percentage, a somewhat manageable percentage of my income every month, to the amount that will pay off my loans in the next 10 years. 13 million people are on these income-driven repayment plans in this country and are maybe about to have their payment double, triple, quadruple. Do you not think that's going to affect the entire economy and your job too? When tens of millions of people cannot spend money on your goods and services anymore, this is like tens of millions of people in their 20s and 30s moving back in with mom and dad type of situation because they can't literally afford an unexpected $1,000 a month student loan payment. Most of these 13 million people would not have gone to college or wouldn't have gone to the college for the career that they went for if these plans were not available when they signed those contracts. People are not trying to dupe the system. They're not trying to get out of anything. We're just trying to pay the plan that was available when we signed this contract, which was it'll be a percentage of your income. You'll be paying for the rest of your fucking life, but at least it won't be $1,000 a month on your $50,000 teacher's.
This is so dumb. And this is why I don't listen to people. I listen to people that actually have results. I listen to people that actually are doing. And it's so many different things that we can tackle in this conversation. So let's start here. Number one, pay what you owe. Pay what you owe. If you actually pay the payment and make the sacrifices, because it may not be that bad of an idea to move back in with mom. It may not be that bad of an idea to lower your spending on the things that you shouldn't be buying to impress people that don't care anything about you in the first place. It may not be that bad of an idea to not pay a perpetual interest rate for the next 50 years, and then the balance of your loan goes up because none of it is going to the principal. Everything is going to the interest, and to address your issues. When the student loan pause happened during the pandemic, I told people you need to keep paying your student loans.
I didn't. I have, on my student loans, that's a big issue for me because, well, the last that I checked, I could not even find it. You know, while Biden was in office, he was like forgiving the loans. I mean, the last time I checked my loans, it was at a zero balance. So I think I'm going to check it again. Let me read it what that says. AI overview. As of January 30th, 2025, more than 13 million borrowers were enrolled in income-driven repayment plans. IDR plans help borrowers make monthly payments that fit their income and family size. Oh, that's just explaining IDR. So, Trump is forcing us to pay back our student loans. Women complain about DEI degrees. Whew. Okay, let me see what Anton says.
Do not stop. As a matter of fact, this is an opportunity for you to eliminate it and get it from over your head and not be a thing to you, so that it prevents you from doing the thing that you want to do for the rest of your life. Instead, people want to be in financial slavery for the rest of their lives. And this is how I know that the thing that we've been incentivizing people to do for the entirety of the time that they've been in college and all of these things is not wise. For example, she said out of her own mouth, I would not have went into the field that I went into had I not known that income-based student loan repayments was available. They didn't go into the career that would actually help society generate revenue and make sure that they make a decent salary so that they wouldn't have to be under duress. They went and took out student loans, so they mortgaged their future so that they can party and make it easy. And then they intentionally planned on doing an income-based repayment plan. In no other industry can that happen. If you don't pay your house, you lose your home. If you don't pay your property taxes, you lose your home. If you don't pay your car note, you get it repossessed. If you don't pay your rent, you get evicted. Like, what are we talking about here? If you borrowed the money, you're supposed to pay it back. Now, the problem is that we've had a lot of women in particular, because this is primarily affecting women more than anybody else. We've had a lot of women that basically said, because when you signed that paperwork, it didn't say, hey, I'm signing up for an income-based repayment plan.
No, it didn't. It didn't say that on my promissory note. It said, I promise I'm going to pay this back.
And it said that I'm going to pay this off, this student loan, and I'm using this to educate myself and put myself, so I'm investing in myself.
Right.
Because the greatest way that you can leapfrog the competition and become great as a society is to invest in yourself first, right? It doesn't matter. I ain't talking about crypto. I ain't talking about stocks. I ain't talking about real estate. You investing in yourself so that you make a decent salary, not so you can feel good about yourself, is the greatest investment that you can make. And people fumble that first, and that's why their decision making is so bad. And I just got a video that came into my inbox of a girl, and I had to deep dive and I had to go back and look at her stuff that was happening before that. And so I'm gonna do a review video on that later. But I watched a woman that basically said that she got her tax return back and she bought her kids tickets to Disney World instead of paying off her $50,000 debt, her credit card debt. And I'm,
oh my. Well, y'all gonna have to make some decisions. Better decisions. Or else we won't get that monkey off our back. You know who that monkey is? That debt. We want that debt off our backs. We gotta make better decisions. Point blank.
I'm like, what are you talking about? And so basically what these people are mad at is that Trump is forcing them or removing the safety net up under them so that they can actually be forced to make smarter decisions and actually pay back what they owe, instead of finessing the system and saying that I just want to do an income-based repayment plan, which is actually bad for the borrower. It's bad for you if you do an income-based repayment plan instead of actually paying off the debt that you owe so that you don't have to pay interest on it for the rest of your life. And then y'all wonder why y'all financial slaves and y'all continue to rock out with the Democratic Party and these fake promises that they keep giving y'all.
If you have student loans, listen up. If you were ever on an income-driven repayment plan, you definitely need to listen up. So, don't know why nobody's talking about this, but as of last week, the income-driven repayment plans with your federal student loans are done. They're like null and void.
Feds want their money back. They want their money.
I don't know if this is going to be reversed by the current administration, but as of right now, if you try on studentaid.gov, it's grayed out, and that's why. So if in fact you were on a payment plan or anything like that and it's getting ready to expire, you better contact them ASAP. I don't know what the solution is because, again, they're done, but you need to contact them immediately. They are not only that, they are literally tanking people's credit as a result of it with no warning whatsoever.
You tanked your credit.
So definitely give them a call. I don't know. All I can say is vote. That's all I can say. Vote and vote. And vote. Pay attention.
Vote.
And vote.
So
and
they're
vote.
telling you that The solution is to vote. So y'all basically are looking for somebody to save you from yourself. And so I say this, I tell y'all this, that how they tie you to the Democratic Party is to promise you things, to give away taxpayer funds so that you don't have to take care of your responsibilities that you signed up for. The solution is not to be
My. I hadn't heard about that one. I'm gonna have to do some research. Yeah, I had not heard about that one. Let's see what's happening live now from Fox. Oh, that was 5 days ago. Wait a minute. We have something a little more up to date. Let's see. Let's check out, let's hate watch a little bit. Let's do a little hate watching. Like, I only watch this show to criticize. Let's see. March 7th. The Weekend View. Let's look at this.
Coming up on The Weekend View, why Meghan Markle's new Netflix series With Love Meghan is getting a brutal response from some viewers. Jennifer Coolidge shares how being a club-hopping hellraiser in her 20s made her into the superstar she is today. And Sex and the City's Kristen Davis reveals the surprising reason she wouldn't break up with Alec Baldwin. It all starts now on The Weekend View.
Here's our first story. Meghan Markle is trying to rebrand herself by treading on Martha Stewart's turf in her new Netflix lifestyle series With Love Meghan. But critics are not sending any love back. See what you think. Watch.
You see where our rainbow is coming together here? And you don't have to do a big platter of this. You could do this with one small row for your kids for breakfast. There's a real delight in being able to be a present parent. And it's a luxury sometimes because we all have to work. We all have a lot of stuff to do. But when you can take a minute to just... Saturday morning. Yeah. Flower sprinkles, if we must. This, we're just gonna put into a different bag.
What is she doing?
Peanut butter pretzels. I know that Daniel loves peanut butter. I'm still gonna label this. You always wanna be...
I'm bored already. I'm bored. Okay, let me go to my notifications. And let's see. Oh, let's check this out.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so it's becoming more and more apparent, or at least more and more people are waking up, that the left has built their entire political strategy on astroturfing. They don't have real grassroots support, at least not much of it. They don't have a genuine movement, but what they do have is a vast network of billionaire-funded activist groups who get bussed in to help build the narrative that the Democrat media then gets to run with. And now, once again, it's all getting exposed. We've spoke about this organization many times before. I probably don't even have to say it, it's probably on the tip of your tongue. Yeah, we're talking about Act Blue, the Democrats' dirty little slush fund that's allegedly funding all of these paid protesters that are currently swarming Republican town halls, government buildings, and even Tesla dealerships in what seems to be a shameless attempt to bolster their 100% astroturf leftist cult. The left wing's vast activist network is being exposed here, and Elon Musk and Mike Johnson are pointing the finger directly at Act Blue and George Soros. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on here. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Okay, so just a little bit of a backstory here. Currently all over the country, Tesla dealerships are being smashed up, raided, in acts of defiance against the work that Elon Musk is doing.
yesterday protesting Elon Musk, bought his way into office, he bought his way into heading a government agency, he bought his power at the expense of the American people, at the expense of our environment, at the expense of...
Shameful.
Not another billionaire!
And the same thing is happening in Republican town halls across the country. Left-wing activists who don't even live in the districts are being bussed in with protest signs and whatnot, and they're showing up at these town halls, taking up the seats at these events that are meant for the actual citizens who live in those districts.
To elect someone that you believe.
Those are town hall meetings. And so they're coming in, of course, to be disruptors.
It's complete chaos on the streets. It reminds me of the Black Lives Matter era, which people were hoodwinked into thinking was totally organic. But once again, it feels a little organized. You know, usually if something just happens authentically, it takes time to build that momentum. It might be happening in certain areas, then it'll catch on, and slowly but surely it'll make its way across the country. But in this case, it's just a blitz of protest at hundreds of town halls across the nation.
So because the president is blitzing on all the stuff he's doing, then they want to blitz the town halls. They just have no better response. Pitiful.
And hundreds of Tesla dealerships overnight. Boom, all on the same freaking week. It seems a little bit odd, and the assertion was that there were organized, well-funded Democrat groups funding this widespread organized effort, but Hakeem Jeffries shot down the notion.
Another day, another lie from these people who are out of control. I'm told that Donald Trump, Mike Johnson, and the extreme MAGA Republicans are claiming that Democrats are sending paid protesters into their town hall meetings. What's wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with y'all?
What's wrong with y'all?
You don't need to send paid protesters into your town hall meetings. The American people are with us.
No, you got it all mixed up. So that's what liberal hive mind. That's what the owner of the channel was just saying. Y'all are trying to make like this is organic, like it's just spur of the moment, it just happened to be happening, but it's too organized, okay? It's obvious that people are being put up to doing it. Let's let it continue.
All across the country, people are rising up to push back.
No, y'all trying to create a scenario, and it's not happening.
Against the assault on the economy, the assault on hard-working families, the assault on our democracy, and the assault on Medicaid. We don't need paid protesters, bro. The American people
Did he say bro?
are with us.
He's saying we don't need paid protesters, bro, in response to Elon Musk and others. The American people are with us. Oh, it's just an organic movement, right? Yeah, not so much. Elon Musk just dropped this tweet. An investigation has found 5 ActBlue funded groups responsible for Tesla protests. The
Troublemakers, Disruption Project, Rise and Resist, Indivisible Project, and Democratic Socialists of America. ActBlue funders include George Soros, Reid Hoffman, Herbert Sandler, Patricia Baumann, and Leah Hunt Hendricks. Interesting. Who the heck are they? I want to see who all those people are. Hold on, y'all. Let me take a picture. I recognize the name George Soros. That's it. But I want to know who those other jokers are. ActBlue is currently under investigation for allowing foreign and illegal donations and criminal violation of campaign finance regulations. This week, 7 ActBlue senior officials resigned, including the Associate General Counsel.
Associate General Counsel. If you know anything about this, please post in the replies. And so I did a little bit of digging, and then I stumbled upon the Indivisible Project, which is a supposed grassroots movement that mobilizes individuals and groups to defend democracy and tackle systemic power. With a focus on unity and shared leadership, Indivisible combines local constituent pressure with national campaigns, working both within and outside established systems. That seems like a whole lot of words to describe a organized, paid activist, paid protester organization, no? Certainly seems fishy to me, I'll tell you that. But of course, according to the Democrats, you must just be a kooky conspiracy theorist to even make the suggestion. You know, putting 2 and 2 together. The whole thing reeks. In fact, everything surrounding Act Blue reeks. Need I remind you guys of the Project Veritas investigation into Act Blue?
We had a lot of problems with Act Blue. And most all of that was all refunded.
No.
That doesn't.
Ridiculous.
You've never had a day where you maybe donated 53 times?
No.
Okay.
No, not anything even remotely close to that.
Okay, so some of these, did you approve them all?
No.
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 They think you won't notice it. Yeah, but she didn't donate to them. They just get the information from your credit card and pass it to the next person. And so once you sign up with Act Blue, that's their tactic.
Oh, you know, just countless instances of fraudulent payments being made to Act Blue under other people's names or credit cards. Then we cross that with the fact that Act Blue doesn't even require CVV numbers when processing payments.
You're a Democrat donor and you want to give money to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or to Gavin Newsom or to whomever, you have an Act Blue account. It remembers your payment information, very similar to Amazon.com. So when you want to donate to one of these candidates, they make it stupid easy. You could donate to Kamala Harris or to any Democrat in 2 clicks or less. 1, 2, boom, $100. You don't have to input your credit card every time. And they even make it with monthly contributions. They put it on autopilot. However, there's something very weird happening at Act Blue. James O'Keefe has done a lot of reporting to Act Blue and found that some of the addresses didn't always correlate with donors. There's a congressional investigation into Act Blue, and more people are calling into a criminal investigation. Now, we have said many times here on this program that the cash advantage that Democrats have enjoyed via Act Blue is highly suspicious. Some people...
I had forgotten about this. This is just so shady. So they're making contribution in other people's names. So they weren't taking people's money, but they were making contributions in the names of, grass level voters.
People hypothesize, is this money coming from overseas? Is this money coming from Iran or China? We don't know, but we do know that Act Blue does not require the CCV numbers, the number on the back of a credit card, which is supposed to diminish fraud. Without requiring a CCV number, it is a lot easier to be able to steal credit card information, put up fake credit cards, and pump a lot of money into the American political system. More than $16 billion has pumped through Democrat Act Blue in the last 20 years.
Yeah, it doesn't take a genius to put 2 and 2 together. There seems to be something to the claim that is being made here that billionaire bucks and possibly foreign dollars are being...
That's why it kills me how much they just pretend like they're on such higher moral ground than anyone else when they are guilty of stuff like this. And now it's coming out. It's been out for a while, but you don't hear about it on mainstream media, of course not. These people are shady as all get out. That's just a shame. Just shameful. So anyway, it has been a bit of a while while I'm doing this live stream and having y'all hang out with me as I kind of, fly through the internet, checking out on some things. But thank you so much for hanging out with your girl. I'm going to continue to find some more things. There were some other concerns that I had this week, and I'm going to track those down and film my response. So I will be back. But you all take care, and I will see you next time.